Welcome to Night Battle. This is our show. Today it's a podcast.
I don't think I'd ever tell, but I've been whiskey dick. No,
God damn it, Steven, you're whiskey dick.
No, that's a noun then.
Hey, why is
I know,
Steve's
but
whiskey dick affecting you?
It is.
Yeah.
It's affecting the whole
It's affecting
podcast.
the whole
Did you
podcast.
have a plan?
He's like the first person in the beginning of an orgy, and he has
Yeah,
to
that's
finish for
true.
everybody else to come up.
If
to
you're at an
train,
orgy and it starts
and he's
off
just
with a
standing
whiskey
there,
dick,
you know.
that's a,
I don't
that's a
think.
bad orgy.
What kind of word? Like, yeah, Steve, we got to start the orgy. Come on.
I was just about to say,
like
like,
the
why
master
why is
ceremony.
there one
Come on.
person that needs to start it?
Come
Please
on,
just
guys.
start
We
in
got,
line.
we got a hard
What do you
set
mean
of
line?
lines.
And now the master of ceremonies for today's orgy.
Mr. Dick Nose.
Wait, hold up, I got whiskey dick. Don't
It's
start the
exactly
orgy.
like
Sorry, this orgy's been rained out. Go home.
Please pick out your vouchers on your way home.
Please feel free to enjoy the buffet.
Hey, orgies do have buffets.
Yeah,
Sex clubs have buffets.
Do that?
yeah.
It's
That was a
really
pretty
good.
good Groupon.
Damn it, I've never actually used a Groupon though. I've been doing this wrong.
You really have.
Well, welcome to Nine Panel.
This is our show.
Wait, is that actually how we're going to start the show?
We start with an anecdote about orgies
Yeah, it was the cold
and your
opening.
whiskey dick, and then we jump
All
into the
right,
show.
well, that's fair. All right, well, hey, and welcome to Nine Panel. It's a video show, and as you can see, we're in the Fallout Shelter. Guys,
Or if you're
welcome.
listening, you can hear we're in the fall shelter.
Yeah, mostly because Mark's here. Say hello, Mark.
Hello.
There you go. We also have with us John and Ollie,
Hello.
as you guys know him. But we actually got together. First time in a long time. Ollie, you've been doing some stuff.
I've been doing a lot of stuff, yeah. So I'm here.
So you haven't been around?
I've been around. I've been calling into the show a lot.
You have.
Yes.
It's been terrible not seeing your beautiful face.
I did see you guys. We went out for a little dinner.
Yeah, we got some dinner.
We had a 9-panel
We
dinner.
had some grub.
We had some grub.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The Buffalo Wild Wings.
We did. They're not a
Bonus
sponsor though.
Thursdays.
Not a sponsor.
Good value.
Good value. Not a sponsor. You know who is a sponsor? This fine establishment, the Fallout Shelter in Highland Park, New Jersey. And I actually learned this because I had food delivered here. It's 320 Raritan Ave
Instead
in
of
Highland
what?
Park, New Jersey. What?
What do you think it was?
I don't know, like 240 or something like that.
Such
I
a
never knew
range.
the actual address. So was 340.
Why is that a fun fact? That's like the exact address of the place.
I never said it was a fun fact. I just said I
thought
learned
because
that.
I learned a fact today. That's not a fact. That's just a statement.
that is a
It's-
fact.
I think it could be
it's a statement of
I know,
Literally
but,
a fact.
but that's such a bad fact. That's like saying
That's
like,
not what
fun
we're-
fact, guys. This is an Apple computer.
That's
Like-
also just a fact.
I don't know. Just the way you said it
Yeah.
was like I had no idea what it was. Like, Google it, man. There's a
Well, that's
number
what I'm
of
saying.
truths on the door.
Now you know.
And
now
if you don't know, now you know. Anyway, but yes. So you can come here, get all your comic book needs, as you can see. And
There used to be a pedophile Spider-Man up there. It's not
There
there anymore.
was. He's not there anymore. We took care of him. And there
Mark took
was
care of him.
Mark took care of
It
him.
wasn't for sale.
And they just got the carpets clean in here,
Watch
so
out
it's
for the
nice and
wet
clean in
wings.
here.
I think Buffalo Wild Wings might still be open, guys.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway,
Oh, hell yeah.
so guys, this is like the sort of a monthly show we're gonna do here, where we come by, record with Mark, have a good time, and you know,
Have a good time.
have a good time. But let's start here with some, just catch up. Ollie, what have you been watching lately, or listening, reading to, or
I've been watching a lot of HBO.
whatever? Okay.
So
The home box office.
Yeah.
home box office
Not
network.
TV.
It's HBO.
It's HBO.
Fact.
That's a fact.
That's
Fun fact.
I've been watching on HBO Ballers, which is a new show from The Rock. Who
How is that?
It can't be good.
It's pretty good. The interesting
No.
thing about The Rock is
It's
The
The
Rock
Rock,
feels.
how bad
I feel
can it
in every movie he
But
plays.
it's Entourage.
He
with
plays a
Rock.
divorced dad in every movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That
he
man
does.
cannot keep a relationship. I don't
Well,
think.
no, that makes
How
sense.
is
'Cause
baller spelled?
Ballers. Thank
It's
God.
spelled with an S and not a Z.
Yeah, not like what
Big
was that?
mistake.
Airless? Was that Airless on HBO with like the $2 signs?
Yeah, that was
Airless.
Airless.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an old show.
Yeah, that was
an
like
old
one of
show.
their first shows.
I remember watching that and like, this isn't funny at all.
No, it was not
No.
a funny show.
And then the boobs would come on. You'd be like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
this is why I'm
Yeah.
watching it.
I'll give it
A lot
another
of boobs.
15
Kids,
minutes.
that's why you watch
A lot of
HBO.
boobs
Sex and
and
City.
Ballers.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
Rock
I know
is-
a lot of storylines from Sex and the City just because
Because
of that.
there were boobs.
Yeah.
The Rock is
Kim
interesting.
Cattrall boobs.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much. I don't
Yeah.
hate him, but I want to watch him like every time.
Oh,
I
I,
like
love
The
him.
Rock.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
got
he-
a natural charisma.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
really funny. He's like, I think he's such a big dude. It's unnatural.
He
He's like-
is.
Well, he's a football player.
Well, yeah,
Well, he's
no,
an
that makes
ex-football
sense
player,
with what he's playing.
But
And
it's
he
fun-
was a wrestler, so that kind of helps.
Yeah, just watching him, his head looks so small compared to his whole body.
Yeah.
But he's awesome though.
He'll still make a really good Black Adam. So
Yes,
so-
he
yeah,
will.
I think
I'm
he-
really excited for that. No, he's a really great guy. If you guys I think if you don't follow him on Instagram or Twitter, follow him. He's actually really funny to watch. He loves his fans, and he's always working out. He always makes you feel like shit.
I feel like shit most
Like you're
of the day
sitting there
anyway.
eating fries, you're like, oh my god, it's 5 a.m. He's sitting there working out.
I think my question would be,
Why
why
are
are
you
you
eating
eating fries at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Well, super hungover, McDonald's.
They're not serving fries at 5 a.m.
He already got them. Maybe they're in his
Oh,
fridge.
Right,
from the night
exactly,
before.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I was so hungover, I passed out. I
Right.
didn't eat my fries.
No, you were so
Nuggets.
drunk that you
Right,
passed out.
whatever.
Then you became hungover.
Then I became hungover in the process.
And that's why you were eating the fries.
But good show. I mean, it takes a while to really kick in. Also, interesting story. Now, this is a fun fact. One of the leads of the show is Denzel Washington's son, and his name. And it's kind of weird because you don't realize it's him.
Is his name Denzel Washington Jr.?
No, it's not. He actually used to.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Hey,
his
listen,
name's
man. Denzel Washington went to
Jr.
Fordham. I think he's a little more creative than that.
Because he went to some random school in Brooklyn?
It's not a random school in Brooklyn. It's a good school in New York.
It's an okay school in New York.
It's a pretty good school in New York. They have one of the best law schools in the country.
Law schools, and they put on good journalists. That's about it.
Yeah, and great actors like Denzel Washington. And then True Detective season 2. I don't know if you guys watched True Detective.
I didn't watch last night's episode.
Have you caught?
I have.
Oh, it's a Monday.
You've never
one,
watched
right?
any of them?
Have not watched any. True
Really?
Detective.
Oh, you need to watch
so
season
you
one.
Yours-
lived
season's
past
pretty
the
good.
hype already.
Yes.
Wow.
You'll like season 1.
You'd enjoy season 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Season two's
That's what I could
Are
say
you caught
about
up
that
in
show.
season 2?
I did not watch last night's episode.
I did watch. It plays 2 months after.
Mm-hmm.
So
the
it's
last
exactly like the way they did it in the season 1.
Yeah.
They did that?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after the
I think they had same exact number. Like I think
Was
this
it
was
the
the
same
7th
number?
episode.
No, it was the 4th episode is the one that had the gun battle,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
the first season, the 4th episode had the long tracking shot.
Was that really the 4th episode? I
Mhm.
thought that was later on this season.
Nope.
Wow.
Pulled
And
the
then
Game
they
of
did,
Thrones.
and then they did a Flash of the Future in the beginning of
Right.
the next episode.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but Vince Vaughn, I'm starting to like him more. Still hate Rachel McAdams, and now I don't like
Yeah.
what's his name? Gambit. What's his name?
I don't know.
Kitch.
Taylor Kitsch. I don't like him anymore.
See, he's one of the few characters I like on that show.
Are you caught up?
Yes,
Oh, you are. So you watched this?
I watched it last night.
I don't know. It's a little weird. His
I
whole
haven't
backstory-
Last
his
night I didn't think it was great.
His whole gay backstory is weird to me.
No, I mean I don't think it's weird. I think it
It's not
it
weird.
makes him a lot more interesting. It gives him a reason to be so brooding, and it when you find out he's gay, I like that reveal because it
Spoiler
changed.
alert.
Well,
Well,
we
you don't
already said
find out he's gay.
Yeah, we do. You go through the first couple episodes where we
I know,
just
but
have
it's,
no idea.
I know, but
then
it's
his-
not outward that he's gay. He just slept with a dude, but he's also sleeping with a chick.
Yes,
No,
but
they made it pretty
No,
clear
but
that
remember
he
in the
was
first
gay.
episode, he immediately goes into the bathroom when he comes in and he sees his girlfriend,
And he
Right.
takes,
and he takes that
Viagra.
pill, and I'm like, oh, he's just taking a
So
pill,
what?
whatever.
John takes Viagra all the time. He's not gay. What do you-
I don't take Viagra all the
I
time.
saw some weird pills in your bathroom, buddy.
I
Well,
have
guess we're gonna have to
vitamin D
edit-
pills.
We're gonna have to edit that out of the podcast.
I don't think we will.
Oh wait, Mark just gave me a look.
I don't.
So every time it's night and you're in his bathroom, you see weird pills, and that's how you know he's gay?
You just painted yourself into
First
a corner.
off, I don't even keep my pills in my bathroom because the humidity from the shower. The worst thing you can do for your pills. You should keep them outside of the bathroom.
You know too much about pills.
Way too much about pills.
I know. I have the internet, and every so often I read articles.
Every so often,
Yeah.
when I'm in the
There are
bathroom with
4
my
men
pills.
here. Not one of us
No,
has ever come
idiot!
across.
I'm never in the bathroom with my pills. The pills are on my nightstand.
Gotcha.
You should worry about him if he has pills in his bathroom.
I do.
So-
I do. I worry about them all the time, and then I realize I don't care, and I move on. But True Detective has been okay, and
Yeah.
it's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It tried to be something that it was the first season, I thought,
Yeah.
and then they kind of realized that they
Do you
can't
like
do
the
that.
fact that there's 4 main actors?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Oh.
I think Rachel McAdams might have. The problem with her is that her backstory is pretty boring.
Well, they
And-
reveal her whole backstory in the first episode.
Yeah.
Right. And
I just don't like that.
And
I
it
don't
was
like-
underwhelming as well.
Yeah.
So I thought overall it was just kind of more of a problem with. I think she's important.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
she
you
is.
need the 3 different branches.
She is. She's
to make
definitely
it-
important, but I think the issue is I feel like they revealed way too much of her in the beginning, made me really not care as much.
That's fair.
Well,
Uh,
she's
for
not a
her.
likable character.
She's
That's
not.
right.
She's really not.
She's gruff.
Like you saw that whole John caught up. The
Yes.
whole scene.
You can ruin it.
What's he?
when she's getting the sexual harassment.
Yeah, and she's just
and
like,
they're
I
like,
love
they're like,
big
they're,
D's.
no, they're like, what do you?
Not just length, but girth.
Yeah, and she's like looking at all the
Nice.
dudes because she's the only chick in sexual harassment.
And I love how the dudes were like, "Yo, let her finish."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "You shouldn't say that."
She's like, but I thought this was a safe circle.
Nice.
God damn it, let her finish.
But I just finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like I told you guys.
I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mark gave up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? You don't watch it.
Yes, have.
I also gave up.
Season 2 was actually really good.
Season 2 is solid.
It was.
Introduced the Inhumans to the Marvel Universe, so if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix now, so you can catch up.
I've peeked in here and there. But
Yeah, Sky's so hot.
I don't find her to be the most
Chloe
attractive
Bennett,
girl
if
on
you
the
ever
show.
watched this ever, I just want you to know I want to marry you.
Good for you.
Yeah,
She was in a crazy.
Accept my marriage proposal.
She was in a crazy lip dub battle.
Yes, I saw that.
At Comic Con.
Yeah, if you ever go on Instagram, it's pretty cool. A lot of these actors do a lot of cool things. Like Dub Smash, they did a cool little Dub Smash.
Is that what it's called? Dub Smash?
Dub Smash,
I don't know.
yes. It's an app.
Dub
you can do it.
Smash.
Apparently, it's this application that allows you to do. Like,
So you can mouth the song, and then like the song lyrics come out. It does its own karaoke for you, I guess. It's weird. Reverse karaoke.
reverse karaoke.
It is reverse
Okay,
karaoke.
so you just mouth.
You
the
mouth
word.
Yeah,
it,
you
and then
sing.
the person's voice comes. I'll show it to you after the podcast.
Okay.
We should do it right now.
On the podcast? Why?
No.
They can't see it.
That's right.
Did you guys see the teaser for Flash?
No.
No.
It wasn't a comic.
It was too fast.
So apparently Professor Zoom is coming in the second season.
Well, Professor Zoom was kind of there in the first season.
Well, they're splitting
No, Reverse Flash was first season.
Yeah.
Second season, Zoom.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
it. I always think they were the same guy.
Still need to watch.
Weren't they versions of the same guy?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. They're both Eobard Thorne.
I think one's going to be Eddie.
One's gonna be
Okay.
Right, was the guy we had last season.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Who's gonna be back? They said he's gonna be a regular again.
Eddie's going to be
No, Harrison
recurring.
Wells.
Yeah,
Wells is
Harrison
gonna
was gonna be a regular.
Right.
Harrison Wells is recurring.
Right.
So I don't know how they're bringing him back.
John, what have you been up to?
I love how you did it, Anthony.
I
What
didn't,
was-
I said.
No, I said how are they bringing him back?
Oh, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
Obviously. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. He's the best part of that show.
He's not.
I love Harrison Wells. Those eyes, I can stare into them forever.
All right.
Do you want to propose to him too if he's listening?
No,
Throw it
Bennett's
out there,
number
Ollie.
one. Chloe Bennett's number one.
You
But
want
if
to have
she
a-
says
You
no,
don't wanna have a
Harrison
backup?
Wells.
See, you know why I feel good about things like Chloe Bennett, because she's dating some like assistant director on a set somewhere.
So you feel like you have a chance.
I have a great chance. Yeah,
All right,
Okay.
there's precedence.
yeah, there is precedence.
Good.
So-
Presidents?
Precedence.
And she's
Oh.
been with him for 2 years.
All right.
So I feel like
You know a lot about her love
Wait,
life.
but she's in a long-term relationship. It sounds like your chances aren't great.
That's right.
Unless you
That's
want
like
to go ahead
saying
and
that-
break them up.
That's like saying I have a really good chance with Christina Hendricks because she married some, nerdy guy, but they've been married for like 7 years. So I really
Yeah,
don't
but
have a
he's
good
a nerdy
chance.
guy in film.
Is he
yeah,
though?
but he was
He's
in,
in, like,
he was in
Smallville.
Super
Yeah.
Troopers though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a classic amongst nerds.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
in
not
the
saying
chat,
he's
though.
not. I'm just saying.
He's a nerd god almost.
She actually
I wouldn't
chased
say
him
that.
down.
Yeah, I told you that story.
Good for him.
I'm gonna tell you that story. Don't use my
I don't know if
stories.
you told me
Don't-
that, so
don't
I've
use
heard
my
it.
stories. I did.
All right, John,
Fun fact.
please get me away from Ollie for a few
All
minutes.
right. What I've been watching the most lately is *Halt and Catch Fire*. It's been actually all of yesterday watching season 2, and
So
it's
it's-
like night and day.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And
I
it's
watched the
actually
first
a-
2 episodes.
I
Yeah.
have not caught up. I didn't finish the first season actually.
You don't have to, and in fact, I would say I actually was ready to leave the show for dead after the first season.
I like what's his name a lot. Lee Pace.
I like Lee Pace.
Oh.
I
He
like
plays
Lee
Joe.
Pace as an actor. I didn't like the character of Joe in the first season. I think in the second season, due to the circumstances that he's in, he's a much better character.
Okay.
He's less of a
Do
plot
they ever
point.
build that prototype or no?
The Giant?
You didn't finish the first season.
I don't
at
care
all.
enough
Okay.
to-
Yeah, they finished it and things happened. I don't.
I just heard there was like a big fire in the end or something like that, or a big.
Yeah,
well,
they
Lee
they
Pace's character Joe set a fire.
to all their giants because they were about to sell them. all.
And that's how
Halt
it
and
became
Catch
Rogue
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
They're like, halt, catch fire, computers.
And that's where.
Good job.
And that's the backstory for Ronan the Accuser.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the second season though has been night and day.
Yes, second season's actually really enjoyable. Every character is just, instead of being annoying, is actually interesting. Like,
Okay.
I thought Cameron, last season I didn't like her too much. That was another thing where she just felt too much like a plot point where she just had to do everything her own unique way. It didn't matter if
Like
it
she
made
never wore
sense or not.
bras.
She did not.
Yeah,
That's not the problem here.
it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Anybody watching Mr. Robot?
Yes.
Yes! I love Mr.
Can we talk about
Robot.
Mr. Robot?
No, we're not allowed to talk about the show that was just mentioned.
Oh,
All
such
right,
a great show.
moving on.
I thought the withdrawal episode, this past episode, was
Wait, can I ask
phenomenal.
what? Did you notice he had sores all over his body? Is that something you get from withdrawal?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he
I
had
didn't
bruises.
notice that.
He didn't have
I thought
bruises all
he
over
had
his
like
body.
bruises that it looked like
But
they
then
kept
again, he's
growing throughout the episode.
maybe they're from when he fell. Remember when he fell off the cliff?
You're
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Fell
I
was
forgot
kind of a
about
stretch, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was pushed.
Well,
Pushed
we don't
pretty
know
hard.
what's his name character is. I don't know if he's real.
I'm pretty sure he's real.
No,
He's
why?
real.
Tell me-
Unless the dude is so crazy that he went out and found all these people. And
no,
then, wait,
but what
no.
if he's the one who's leading it from the beginning?
But he's going through withdrawals, and then those two guys just go off and do their own thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
They're
seem-
clearly talking to a third party.
No,
who's
they're
not
not
him
clearly.
about leaving him.
No, they're not clearly. No.
Yeah, they're like, fuck this guy.
no. The
let's
two
leave.
guys.
Are we talking about Mr. Robot?
Yeah. the
Mr.
big-
Robot's totally real. 100%.
I'm pretty sure.
How much
Christian
money you want to put
Slater's
down on it?
I will put down $20 right now that Mr. Robot turns out to be
Yeah,
real.
Mr. Robot and
I
Christian
will.
Slater
If
are
he
both real.
if he turns out to be real, I will come to the fall show wearing underwear on my head.
I know, I want the $20.
Well, you have an interesting point. I mean, he did have. All of his scenes have been with members of his crew, and the
Yeah.
scene when he visited. I'm sorry, what's the main character's name?
Elliot?
Elliot.
Yeah.
When he visited Elliot at work,
Yeah, he made a scene and nobody like.
he made a comment about the other worker, but there was actually no interaction.
And also when he's in at the bar, when he asked for the appletini, like the bartender just looked at him like really weird, like as if that's the first time he had to make that for someone.
No.
he did
Yeah.
interact with the bartender, though.
Yeah. And then you have when there was a lot. It's just a lot of. It's weird because he seems like he's setting it up. Even when they're sitting in the arcade, I feel like he's maneuvering most of it, and what's his name just hanging back doing nothing. It's in.
Wait,
and-
but where did the plan come from to blow up that data center? Because he's totally against it.
Yeah, but that
Well, it
doesn't
could
mean
be like a
anything.
Tyler Durden type of deal.
Yeah, it could be a Tyler Durden kind of deal.
Yeah, but then why isn't
Remember,
anybody
David
like,
Fincher is the
hey,
producer on
you're the
this.
one that
Is
came...
he really?
David Fincher's the producer.
I did not know that.
But why
It's all making sense now.
How come none of the characters
I'll give you
were
another
like,
example.
You were the one that came up with the plan to blow it up, and now you're saying we can't do it.
I'll give you another example. When they're sitting in the hotel room, which we don't know what's going on in the hotel room, because then we find out that whole scene where he goes to get drugs is fake. It was all a fake
Right.
scene.
Yeah.
Right.
When he looks...
Man, when he got shot, I was like, yep, that's totally a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost wanted
I
to
was
start
all like,
doing-
this is a really ridiculous scene.
I almost
And
wanted
then
to start doing drugs. That girl just started making out with him like within 5 seconds of shooting him up.
You can
I
find
was
other
like-
places that don't require drugs to get that done. It's not all in black and white.
Actually, the
like,
money you spend on those drugs, you could probably hire
A
some
pretty
women up
good-
of the night.
yeah.
I don't know. It seems
some
pretty
women
cool.
of the night.
Yeah,
So-
and they won't give you any type. Well, maybe you gotta if you have a sex addiction. That's the
So
only way you gotta.
the
worry
scene
about it.
where so the scene where he's in the bed and he's hallucinating, right?
Right.
And the black guy goes, "You even said that certain revolutions have sacrifices."
And he was pointing right to Christian Slater.
But no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Christian Slater was literally sitting right next to Elliot, and he's looking right at him. And now
If
you
this
don't-
turns out to
I
be
feel
the
like-
Tyler Durden thing, I will be incredibly upset.
I
But-
think the scene with the bartender kind of shows that he's a real person because he did speak to the bartender.
He did.
no,
speak
the
to the
bartender didn't acknowledge him. When we watched that scene, I was rewatching it.
I feel
I've been
like I
bugging
need
out
to-
about this so much.
Did the
Now that you-
bartender?
I don't know. I haven't been
Hold
watching
up.
with that eye of is this guy real?
I
or
have
not?
been. I've
just
been watching since the
assume.
beginning.
I assumed that he was real too.
Yeah, I've been watching this. I've been like going back on it.
He
I wanna
asked for the
rewatch those
appletini, and then the guy kind of looked at him, and he said, "What? It's a compliment. They're really good." He had one, and then Elliot said, "I'll have one, too." Yeah, you're right. He didn't order it; he already had it.
If he's
Elliot
if
walked
he's
into the room.
Yeah.
if he's not real, I'll be very upset.
But the show's really good. You know what I really like the show? They're trying to give us a more interesting take on sub characters like Tyrell. I like Tyrell. I like Tyrell's character.
Who is Tyrell?
Tyrell is the CTO.
Yes. I like
That
Tyrell.
weird gay sex scene was so intense. That was an intense scene.
That actually, I wasn't
When he
sure what he
banged
was
the dude,
doing.
and it was
Well,
like-
he was banging this
The assistant.
the admin. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
the
at first.
admin.
I thought that was
Oh,
the
the
guy
admin,
who
yeah.
was up for the job.
No. He was trying to get.
There's
his
a
foot
lot
in
of
the door,
complexities. The
basically.
one thing I did not
Yeah.
like was, I did not like the last, and maybe because I am Muslim, I did not like how they had that set up. Not because of anything. I felt so exaggerated. It was very
Wait,
exaggerated.
what?
The girl, the hacker girl with the scarf, and it was just like, it felt
Well,
like
I
they were
think
trying.
she was just.
That was also the first time you've ever spent.
But
Yeah.
but what it is I felt like there was such a weird it was such a black and white foil for what's her name, Dolores? What's the other girl? Darlene.
Darlene.
Yeah.
It was such like a weird
See, I disagree
foil.
with that.
Like Darlene's is crazy.
I like
she's
their
always
chemistry
drinking and
together.
doing drugs, and then this girl is like clean cut and doesn't do anything, and she's drinking a seltzer water or whatever the case may be.
There's
Yeah, but you don't know that. Maybe
Sparkling
she.
water.
Maybe she's a recovering addict. You know,
Well,
you
she's a
don't know that
klepto. I mean,
backstory,
maybe that.
right?
Well, I mean, she made that comment. I don't know. I don't really
Is she
pay
really
attention to
klepto,
Darlene.
or is she just?
I think
Darlene
Darlene might have just said that, made that comment.
I think so.
Darlene's
I don't
just
think
a
Yeah, I
jerk.
don't think you can trust anything
Yeah.
the girl says.
Yeah, Darlene's crazy.
And then I do like the going back to Chinese with that kid with the mixtape. When
Yeah.
they bring that. They
I
tie
like how
in
that
together.
all connected.
Yeah, it's
Smart.
a smart show. It's a very smart show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. When I first saw commercials for it, I was like, that looks kind of interesting, but
Well,
I'm
you
not
make-
going to watch it.
Well,
because
you always
it's-
make a joke about USA. You always say
It's
'cause
on
I watch,
USA.
I watch Suits on USA. So
That's the Mark
and I used to
Paul
watch
Gosselaar show.
No, that
No.
one is Franklin and Bash.
that got
Okay.
that got canned, which I
That
was
got
really upset
bashed?
about, Yeah, that got bashed.
Bash.
But I used to watch White Collar, and then I watched Suits.
And then there's Suits, and there's all these other
I don't watch
shows that are
anything else on that channel,
exactly
yeah.
the same.
So yeah, so when you made that comment, and then this show came on. it was
See,
like-
I still stand firm that USA as a whole is crap, but this show is very good,
Yes.
and I will.
This is the bright
keenly-
spot.
Did you ever watch Monk?
No, you know what's fun?
Monk is okay.
Monk's good. You know what's funny?
Tony Shalhoub is good.
I feel like
Yeah.
they're being kind of ironic with Mr. Robot because there's no streaming presence of the show at all.
It pisses me off.
I have to watch it on demand.
Wait, what do
Actually,
you mean?
no, no, it's on streaming. I watched
What's
last
it?
week's episode.
Of what?
USA.com.
USA.com or USANetworks.com.
Oh, I remember trying to use that and it was running really slow.
Have you guys ever saw Train Spotting?
Yes.
I thought that was like one of the better visualizations of withdrawal ever
Yeah, I would agree with that.
with that episode. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
That was really good. I enjoyed that. I've been watching. I actually just finished. Came out on Friday. Finished it on Sunday. Second season of BoJack Horseman.
I'm like 4 episodes in or 5 episodes in. Those
I've
episodes are so
watched it.
good.
they're really
Have you ever
incredible.
caught that, Mark? BoJack?
I watched the first few of the first season.
What do you
and
think of it?
I couldn't get past the first few episodes.
Really?
I understand it gets better. I just
Yeah.
haven't
Was it a
had the
matter
time.
of?
Do you watch any other cartoons? Like, do you watch like Family Guy or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. See, but I look at BoJack, and it's really interesting. This season, the first season had a ton of drama in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of drama, and it was very funny. This second season kind of skews a lot more to the even harder drama side.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Is
of
it
humor
funny?
in it. Yeah, there's a lot of humor in it,
Do you-
but not nearly as
Do you guys
much.
ever watch Ugly Americans on?
Yeah,
on
Yes,
I love
I love
Ugly
Ugly
Americans.
Americans.
I kind of feel it's a version of that. Like it's a version. It's like in the same universe. Like it would be in the same universe.
Maybe, but
Kind-ish.
Ugly Americans has a
So
different
good.
structure of the episodes. Their episodes are much more.
Are they making new
standard.
episodes or
Is that
No.
new content? I was going to say. I think that's finished.
That's finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it only has 2 seasons.
Yeah, that show is much more surreal, like John said, and it's a lot more structured in a 22-minute,
Yeah.
sitcom presence.
Yeah,
Well, that was also
BoJack
a
is-
TV show where BoJack Horseman
Oh,
is
it's
a
a
Netflix,
Netflix
show
show.
that
I
they
do
can
like
trust
how-
that you can just binge through it.
I like
And
how
that's how they got me this year because, like I said, with the drama with this season, I was so committed to the drama that I could not stop watching, and they lead so close into one another
Yeah.
that the show just flows so well. It's still very
I
funny,
like Will Arnett.
but there's no,
Yeah.
I think he's a funny guy.
there's very
Um,
few laugh out loud moments of this
Okay.
season.
I like Will Arnett,
That's
but I
true.
feel like Will Arnett can only do Will Arnett. He can do
Yeah.
For the most
jokes.
part.
Come on!
For the most part.
Yeah. Bees?
He has some drama to him, and he shows that in his voice in BoJack, but that's about it. I don't think he's a great actor.
Well, he hasn't translated very well into film.
No.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He floundered.
Yeah. I did enjoy BoJack season 2 as the standout funny character.
Todd's the best. I mean, from season 1, I really
yeah.
enjoyed him.
And you know who actually is on
Yeah.
the show this year in a very big role is Lisa Kudrow.
Who's she playing?
She's playing an owl that.
Oh, that was
Lisa
the owl
Kudrow
that
is
was asleep for
Phoebe.
30 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
she-
did you say?
Yeah.
Phoebe?
Because her
What's her
name's
name?
Lisa Kudrow.
She's Phoebe, though.
But she is a owl that was sleeping for 30 years in a coma.
And she comes back and she's a network exec and she's like coming up with all these ideas that have already been made.
Yeah.
Like, what about if we have a show where people showcase their talent and it comes on 3 days a week and we have celebrity judges?
It's really
Brilliant.
It's really solid, but at the last few episodes are just so dark. It just strikes you as odd because you're watching it
You know
and
what
you're
also
like,
reminds
man,
me of?
this is an animated show.
Have you ever
and I'm
seen on
really
IFC
depressed.
Dr. Katz?
I did watch that.
Yeah, it's like a Dr. Katz.
It's dark like
Kinda.
Dr. Katz, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know if there has been many shows like BoJack. Like it seems like they kind of created this new thing where they can make an animated show that's still very serialized. Like, there's not many serialized
True.
animated shows.
Speaking of cartoons, just before we move on, I got to see Justice League Gods and Monsters.
How was
it
that?
good?
It was really weird because like they're murdering people.
I did look at it. I don't understand why.
Me either.
Like the resources that they spent, like they could have
Yeah.
just as easily put something else out.
Something that we would have like wanted. Like now they're doing the Killing Joke. I don't know if you guys
Right.
know.
Right, Bruce Timm,
But
yeah.
so this was weird. So this is not in canon at all. This
Right.
is like some random. So what it takes place. I don't know if you know the backstory behind it.
Yeah.
So before Superman's dad Zor-El let him go to Earth, he was putting in his genetic makeup into the machine with his wife,
Right.
and Zod comes and like stabs him, and then like he puts his genetic makeup in. So Zod is the father of Superman.
Okay.
So he gets sent to Earth in a time where like Lex Luthor is like president, or he's a senator at the time, or whatever, then becomes president. And then like you have a couple of like weird things. So like Batman is a vampire,
Okay.
and Superman, and they work with the government, but like they kill people. It's so weird. Like they'll punch holes through people, and like they show it, and like they'll stab people and suck blood from people, and it's like, and like the people, nobody like respects them or sees them as anything. They seem like as bad guys. It's a weird like.
So it's an alternate timeline where the heroes.
I don't even know if it's an alternate timeline. I think it was just made for the
Like,
show, right?
Why is this here? Right. I've
Yeah.
never seen it in any other. You
I've
know, any
never
other
seen it,
medium.
nor asked for it. Like I would
Yeah,
never.
I've never asked for it.
And
right.
Superman looks terrible. He's voiced by Benjamin Bratt, and he looks like Benjamin Bratt. It's actually funny.
I
He
don't
has,
know who that is.
he has like he has,
Benjamin Pratt. Jury. All right. You ever seen Miss Congeniality?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's your handler.
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I guess he's not doing anything.
Why
It's-
did I know him from that?
It was such a
Because
weird.
that was on HBO.
That's right.
like they
Home
killed
box
They
office.
killed like Ray Paul. Like such a weird. Like I watched like probably like so it's done in like I think 15 or 20 minute intervals the show, and they launched all their first season out already right at once online, and they're doing a second season. And honestly, I'm like halfway through it, and I kind of don't want to finish watching it. It's very weird.
Not
It's
surprised.
And they changed all the characters' names, so it's like Kirk Wayne, and Rebecca instead of Diana.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Interesting.
But yeah, so
that
that's
seems kind of pointless.
So, any other shows that you guys been watching lately?
Lately, no, it's been dead. Summer's been kind of like
Dude.
dead.
There's the Strain.
The
Oh,
Strain
I'm
came
not
back,
watching
which was I watched the first
The
episode.
first episode was freaking awesome. I haven't seen
Yeah.
the second one yet.
It was really good.
Gave
Well, it's
me-
on at
I
10
finally
o'clock at
gave me.
night.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, no, that's a Monday night show.
Executive produced by Guillermo del
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually directed part of he directed the prologue of the first
Oh,
episode
right.
of season 2.
Speaking of
And he
him,
directed the full first pilot episode.
Yes.
speaking of him, how do you guys feel about the fact that he's gonna skip out on Justice Dark to do Pacific Rim 2?
I think it makes a lot of sense for him. He owns the property with Pacific
Oh, he
Rim.
does? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he created the property.
Oh, okay.
So for him, he makes a lot more money off of it, I'm sure. And he probably is actually a little bit more invested in it.
But as nerds,
And-
what would you rather
I
do?
feel like I'd rather him do Justice League Dark.
I think Justice League Dark is still in the stage where it's sort of a pipe dream.
Why though?
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's firm footing for Justice League Dark. Like Pacific Rim, like he knows it's going to happen.
Yeah,
right,
that's true.
Yeah.
Didn't he? I don't remember. It
I
doing
think there's
very
still
well,
too
though.
much tied up in
It
like
didn't.
the DC movies
Right,
coming out.
like-
If they tank, you know,
It actually
have
didn't
there.
do very well. Pacific Rim. I think it just hit what it made. I remember that was a big thing about it.
Well, they sold. I mean, they also had a.
Oh no, it did very well overseas. That's what it was. It killed overseas. I think it made like $400 million overseas, and here in the States it made like $90 million.
I could see that movie being a
It's a
little
very
more
foreign
successful.
film.
Yeah, I
feel
can see
good.
that too.
And
It was
a foreign
also.
cast.
It was a really good movie, though.
It was actually a pretty good film. Yeah.
Like, if you.
I
think
think
it's
it's
one of the-
enjoyable. I
I
don't think
enjoyed
it's
it more
great.
than I thought I would.
I think
Yes.
it's one of the better monster movies
I'll give you
that we've
that.
had. in
Yeah, it
years.
was definitely more enjoyable than we thought.
Yeah,
it
but
would.
here's the problem: we've had Godzilla and Pacific Rim.
Right. So you can have two good kaiju movies.
Yeah,
It's possible.
Well, they're
Well,
supposed to be in the same universe, right?
No,
not Godzilla.
not Godzilla.
I thought he said they're gonna.
No, I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, he
that-
said.
Really?
Yeah, they said they were in the same universe. Yeah.
That could be.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I really like Godzilla. I thought that was a really great movie.
Yeah.
Way better than the Matthew Broderick vehicle.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah, they didn't reveal how Godzilla looked for real. I like that. I like not revealing the villain.
Well, he was an ancient creature that just
Yeah.
he always lived. He was the predator of those whatever they called those monsters.
Yeah. But going like I was just watching. So I was looking at some of the new trailers that came out. So they showed the Fantastic Four trailer,
I like
right?
the Fantastic Four
Now my
trailer.
issue with the Fantastic Four trailer, they already showed us Doom, which I thought they was gonna wait for the. It would have been better marketing maybe to wait till the movie to show us Doom. I don't know.
I have certain
think it's-
problems with the trailer.
How hard is it to make a decent looking Doctor Doom?
Pretty hard apparently.
Like,
considering, yeah.
It's not hard. You know, rivets. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
But I think they changed his makeup. I think for this, like he looks weird. He looks like he's like.
Well, it looks very burnt.
Yeah,
I guess that's what it is. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like my problem is I feel like they're gonna live or die by their villain, and I'm not sure if Doom looks scary enough. And I feel like wherever they're fighting seems like it's just in a big abandoned desert. And it's like,
Well,
why
they're-
does it matter?
I'm not sure if it's desert or space.
I think it's an alternate reality, right? Or alternate universe.
I don't know.
I
Well,
almost
Dead
think
Zone?
they're shooting for like a negative zone.
Negative, I was about to say negative
Yeah.
zone. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're fighting in the negative zone?
I believe that's how they gain their powers. They go
Yeah.
into the negative zone, get hit with a wave, come out,
Yeah.
and now
Okay.
they're Fantastic Four.
I don't know.
I
The
have
movie-
a lot of problems with it.
I don't
Did
even.
you?
Know, I don't even know. If,
So what were your other problems with it?
Well, the Fantastic Four at its core is about a family.
Right.
And they seem to kind of be pushing that, like, in the trailer, but there just doesn't, from what I've seen in the trailer, it just doesn't feel very family oriented.
right? It doesn't. It doesn't.
You know?
it doesn't click for me. I don't feel like the.
Right.
It doesn't feel organic. That's what it was.
Right.
It kind of feels like they're pushing it. Even like I think the tagline was something like can't be done alone, and it can only be done with like can't be done by one, can be done by four, or something like that. I don't know. They're really pushing this family thing. I don't know if I feel it's more of a family based on their dad than anybody else. He's like screaming about it. Like,
Right.
You guys have to be a family. You guys have to work together. And I feel like it's driving it home that this is a family of four, but you don't really feel the connection. I don't know. I don't feel
Their
it.
dad is the cook from House of Cards.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's a good
Okay.
Remy,
I wasn't sure
not
if that
Remy,
was-
And it's not like
Not
the
really.
Fantastic
Right.
Four didn't make them a family. They were a
They were a
family,
family
that
beforehand,
became
yeah.
the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Right,
they were
that's
family.
true. That's true.
Well, they started off. They have Reed Richards and the Thing as kids. Like,
Right.
Was that the thing?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was the thing.
Ben Grimm.
I know, but I didn't realize that was Ben. I didn't realize.
You
that.
got that one right there?
Yeah, I had a brain fart, so I just said the Thing.
Wait, question: the trailer. Did he actually teleport something? Because I think
Yeah.
I zoomed in on it. I didn't realize. Oh, okay.
I think he briefly teleported something, and then I think it was like sand in place of where the car was.
Oh, okay. Did you? So other trailers you guys caught? Did you guys catch the Apocalypse trailer?
No.
No, because it wasn't released officially, and I watched the Deadpool trailer,
That was
shaky
fun.
cam, and I couldn't deal with another shaky
So how do you
cam.
guys feel about so we talked about this I think last week about
Yes.
me and Mark want to get some of your insight in this. So studios they hate this. They hate the fact that these trailers get released. But if you're showing it for 6,000 people, why can't 6 million people see it? I don't understand like this whole
That,
This
and we
whole-
live in a world where cameras, everybody has a camera.
like I was
on
saying
at all times.
and again like I was saying last week in the podcast when I went to see the advanced the producer screening for the Facebook movie Social Network. Right after it finished shooting, before it was even fully edited, we had to put our phones away. We had to put them in a bag, and we had to check
They
in the
made
bag.
us do that for the Iron Man 3 trailer
Yeah.
at the retailer
Yeah,
breakfast a few
so we
years
had to
ago.
we had to like put it in the paper bag with our names and our contact information, check it in, and then when we were done, we line back up and take it out. If that's what you want, if that's what then that's what you're gonna have to do.
You should have worn like a hat with a camera in it.
But what I'm saying is, why
A
are
big
these?
hat.
Yeah.
It bothers me how upset they are about this. Like, I mean, it's
But
a trailer.
As long as it's a good trailer, I don't see how it can hurt you.
I don't see that either. I don't see the big deal.
Well,
man.
maybe they use Comic-Con and those types of venues to gauge how the trailer is doing.
That could be.
So you release the
That's true.
trailer to 6,000 people, and then you monitor the Twitter feed, you monitor the Tumblr,
Yeah.
and you say, okay, this is kind of the
But why are they
feedback we're
pissed
getting.
then that everyone else sees it?
Well,
sees it?
because
Because
you're
they weren't
trying to
ready for
contain
them to
it.
see
Right.
Yeah.
Then you shouldn't be showing it, or you need to make people sign an NDA.
Well, here's
Right? Like, you need to do
here's an
something.
example, but
If
you
you're gonna
don't
get
want
that
these
mad about
people
it.
to sign an NDA because you want these 6,000 people to
talk
talk
about it.
about it.
But you
Here's-
don't want them to.
Here's a good example. Apocalypse is too short.
Right.
How many times have you heard that?
A lot.
A lot.
Or he looks like a freaking
Right.
Power
And
Ranger
so
villain.
now so now they have
Ivan Groot.
they have sort of a mess. And now you have somebody
lose.
I haven't seen
Yes.
the trailer. What do you think of X-Men Apocalypse? I hear Apocalypse is too short. If only the people in Comic-Con saw this and there was a little bit of buzz and it was kind of contained, they could have dealt with it. That would be the way I'd look at it.
Okay, I didn't come at it from that angle.
Yeah, I didn't either. I still think it's unreasonable of them to expect
Yeah, I mean,
that this is not going to happen.
I mean, it's a
every
different-
gun's loaded, every mic's live, every cell
Well,
phone
Warner
is
Brothers
counted.
decided to release the official trailer for Batman and Superman
Right.
afterwards,
right.
which was smart, I think, in their
Mm-hmm.
estimate. And then we also had the Deadpool trailer, which you said you caught. It
Yeah, I
looked
saw
pretty
the
funny.
shaky cam one. It was actually very cool. I
Yeah,
liked
I
it.
did like it too.
It's
I'm
funny.
I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like the film.
And then I guess the biggest one that came out was, I mean, there was Batman Superman. We can talk about that really quickly. We talked about it last week.
Suicide Squad.
But Suicide
Yeah.
Squad is, I feel, very
Did you catch that?
polarizing.
What did you think of it, Mark? I want to
I
So Mark has a very interesting take.
I wanna
on
hear
it.
I can go on. See, the whole Suicide Squad movie really upsets me because the Suicide Squad is now like dead to me. Like I used to love
As a comic
Suicide
book
Squad.
reader.
It was a great comic book. It was a great little fringe book, and they can do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Now I will not get any Suicide Squad except for that version. Like Guardians of the Galaxy now.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a Guardians of the Galaxy book on the stands that's like you remember from 10 years ago
it's
with
not, 'cause
Nova.
now it's going to be influenced by the movie.
Right. There's that synergy, quote unquote. Same thing with Suicide Squad. I liked the trailer. I thought the trailer was doing well. It kind of got the point across. I mean, Will Smith kind of beat us over the head with it.
Did you guys see the Reddit feed about that?
No.
I thought I sent it to you guys, where it's like Will Smith should start announcing every movie.
Right.
Like, he's do it for every
Oh,
movie.
Oh wait, no, you sent us a text that Will
yeah,
Smith
but-
should do every movie.
Yeah.
I thought you
he's-
just came up with that.
He's an odd choice for Deadshot.
Really?
He is a very odd
Yeah,
choice.
it's
I don't
going
like his
against type.
outfit, that weird white costume.
I also feel like they cast him because they needed a big name.
I have a theory. Because his wife did Gotham first season.
Right.
Why? Like, what possible... Shouldn't do it for the money. Shouldn't do it for the exposure.
No.
Right.
They want to
And
get
now,
their kids on the show.
now he's doing Suicide Squad.
And then what's his son's
Isn't
name?
Jaden going to be Static Shock?
Now Milestone just announced at Comic-Con that they're spinning off into their own. Milestone's back. Milestone
Right.
Comics. DC is launching it as its own thing.
Right.
It's doing that. So you've got Will Smith doing Suicide Squad. You've got Jada doing a season of Gotham, and it could have been anybody doing that role. There was no reason
yeah, it
for
was a
her.
throwaway role,
She
yeah.
was. I don't know. She was slumming. I mean,
Yeah.
really, it didn't make sense why she was doing it. She didn't need to
True.
do it. It wasn't an intriguing role, an enticing role. It
Right.
wasn't like, you know.
That's true.
And now he's doing. And Will Smith, to be honest, Bronze Tiger, that's a perfect role for him.
Yeah, I
Remember
agree with
his-
that.
but
can
I
dig
feel like
that.
he wouldn't. I feel that's too small of a role for him.
I almost
That-
felt
but-
like
but
he was
Deadshot's not a
offered
huge
Bronze
role
Tiger, and he said, "Okay, I want to do this Deadshot role."
Yeah.
But Deadshot's not a huge role either. They just wrote Deadshot as a big role.
Right.
Who would you
Yeah.
see as a Deadshot?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who I'd see as a Deadshot, but we are going to see an announcement with Static Shock
Right.
with
Yeah.
what's his name,
Jaden.
and I think this is why. I think they're kind of they're in like the superhero business with WB, like they're doing this.
It's interesting.
Smith, stop getting your kids.
What do you think of the
movie
Joker?
Okay, I think it is for a risk of suffering slings and arrows. I think what we have is the
Get
millennial
your
Joker.
arrows.
We had Cesar Romero. He was kind of a boomer Joker.
Right.
We went to Jack Nicholson. Kind of, you had the Gen X, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, that Joker. We went to Heath Ledger. He was kind of, I guess, you guys, like that kind of thing.
Right.
And he's more of a Joker for millennials.
From
like-
what topic?
Or Tumblr, or Arkham, Arkham
What do you, I
City.
don't like the tattoos though.
I think
I don't like
yeah,
a lot of what I saw.
It's not so much It's not so much any one thing. He looks too clean to
Yeah.
be the Joker, honestly.
But-
You said this a few weeks ago, and it's really stuck with me. Like that's what. Whenever I see a picture of him now,
Like his hair
I
is
don't-
perfect.
Yeah.
and like you keep on pointing at like
His
why are
makeup's
the
perfect.
gloves like
Yeah, why is
perfectly
the glove
clean?
perfectly
Like
clean?
I
If-
agree. Like it makes too much sense now that I look at him and I see that.
If you play the video games, if you're under 25, if like that's the type of thing, you're gonna look at that and it's like, wow.
Why is his hair so green?
That's
Like
exactly it.
why? Like, I don't understand.
Also, Heath Ledger is kind of a tough act to follow.
yeah.
well, that's a logistical problem. That's one I actually do have a problem with. Why
just
do you
felt-
need Joker?
Well, what I
And-
felt
Because
was
Like,
Joker
you-
is Joker
you
is
have-
Batman's villain.
That's fine, but you're doing
yeah,
a
but you know
Batman
what?
movie
Yeah,
in how many
he's
years?
right. Yeah.
Right?
I felt we could have waited another couple of years for a Joker.
Yeah.
Established
we did it,
Batman.
Yeah, maybe you could have
Right?
hinted towards a Joker here and there. A
yeah.
couple jokes
Well, I guess
here
that's
and
what
there.
Christopher Nolan did.
Right.
He
Yeah.
established Batman and then brought in the Joker.
Yeah, but I felt like throwing the Joker into Suicide. But then again, I think this is something we've talked about all in the past. I feel DC's scrambling. I feel
Right, like they're
DC
trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Joker. People like the Joker
People like
video
Joker,
games. He
but I
tests
feel
well.
it's like
Boom.
it's I don't know. It's weird. It's like, oh, people like ice cream. Let's put ice cream everywhere. Or like people like
Ice
cake.
cream?
You know what I mean? Like
I
feel
love
like
cake.
Where is
I
this
feel
ice
it's a
cream?
very like weird top-down way of looking at things,
Yeah.
and
Well,
not
yeah.
a necessarily
Well, that,
smart
like-
way of looking
It's
at
like
things.
there's an algorithm, and somebody who's never picked up a comic has taken it, said, "Okay, Joker's doing really well in video games, this, that, and this guy's doing really well, and this is doing really well, and this is doing really well." make a movie.
Well,
like
I
this.
get certain characters you have to go to their A villain right
Right.
away because
Yeah.
because that's kind of what they had. But Batman has such a rogues gallery,
But it's
so you could do so many
but
different
it's
things.
not even a Batman movie.
right.
Yeah.
You could
Right.
throw anything at the suit. You know.
Yep.
But now
Suicide
Batman's
Squad,
in it.
why does he why is he required? Because he's that loose card that no one can handle. So why is he in?
Well,
that
I think
movie?
what I heard is it's gonna be based loosely on what was the cartoon, the Suicide Squad cartoon. What was it called?
Oh, Escape from Arkham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think their mission has something to do with crossing paths with the Joker.
Yeah.
Now, and it's, you know, like his Joker seems like Heath Ledger's Joker wasn't crazy. He was dangerously sane. That has
Right.
always been my take on the character. This Joker seems a little more sadistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems much more like a serial killer.
Right, like that.
Than
Yeah, like
see.
I kind of felt like if you actually rewatch Dark Knight, like he seems like he had a point, like
Well-
the entire film.
Well, his
Like
point
it
was
was
chaos.
I know, but it's chaos. But I mean, like everything he did was it just made sense. Like I mean, if you look at it, you're like in his mind.
Well, it's like the Michael Caine
That-
line he has in
Yeah.
that movie where he's talking about Joker and he's talking about
Some
how
men
some
just
men
wanna
just want to watch the world burn, and that's
Yeah.
the point.
I also think that they're trying to connect Batman v Superman with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I think with Joker killing a Robin, and some
Yeah.
people have theorized that scene is going to be in Suicide Squad. So I think we're going to see the end, Batman versus Joker, and we're going to kind of see the beginning of the DC universe, and then they're going to kind of give us the middle.
It's weird.
I think that's kind of another
And
thing.
yeah, looking at it that way, I just don't see how that's going to work
Like-
in the long run.
In the Batman versus Superman trailer, when he's looking at the Robin costume, like I believe that might be a result of why he's locked up in Suicide Squad. Like they're going to,
But isn't Batman v
Kinda.
Superman coming out first?
I think so.
It is
but they're
first.
telling this. But yeah, but it's still.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you
the
can tell the
kinetic
story
story,
different
yeah.
ways. I mean,
Right.
it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work. But
That is
anyway.
way too much.
I also think the movies just look. It's like they took the Christopher. I think it's suffering from Christopher Nolan Hangover, where it
Yeah.
was. I think it's gonna be.
I like
I'm
Gal
worried
Gadot,
that's
by
gonna
the
be
way.
too.
I don't know. I thought she looked cool. I don't care.
What?
She looked like every other brunette in the world. She looked nothing like a Diana to me.
You
She
got
didn't look
2
like-
seconds of Wonder Woman like bringing the sword
Right.
down. How could you judge?
She did
Well,
not
no,
look
she
like
got
an
that cool
Amazon
little-
warrior to me.
that cool,
I didn't get enough
powerful-
Wonder Woman to make a
Yeah.
good judgment.
And I don't want to see Wonder. In nowhere in my history with Wonder Woman do I see her as like the Wonder Woman who's walking around in the ballroom dress. I see her as Wonder Woman, the Amazon warrior,
Yeah.
and that's what I want her to be. I don't want her to be this.
I think
like,
it was more of her in a ballroom dress in this trailer than actually.
right. Yeah,
This is
I
Wonder
don't want
Woman.
to see that.
You
I
know,
don't want to
as
see
long
her
as they
being
have
this.
the invisible jet where you can see her flying it, I'm fine.
Yeah, that'll be in there.
That'll be in
As long as no
Post-credit scene.
Insider knowledge.
Oh, that'd be great if Batman just walks into it.
Oh, that'd be hilarious, actually.
The end.
Yeah.
Angry Ben Affleck was
Yeah.
in every scene of that trip.
Well, he's in a rough spot right now. Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's losing his family.
And Jennifer
Or
Garner.
maybe he should have
And
been
Jennifer
banging. What's her name?
Yeah. Well,
Maggie Robbie.
well, these things happen. Anyway,
Do they?
any other
Did he
Comic
get
Con?
his trip into a vagina or
Oh.
something?
Yes. To watch vagina.
Comic. There's a lot of
What's
stuff at
that?
Comic Con this year. I mean,
There was a good amount of stuff.
Arrow.
at
We got
Comic-Con.
the new outfit from Arrow.
Yeah, he's gonna be Green Arrow. That's cool.
Yeah,
Small,
pretty
but
cool.
cool.
Finally, we only took 4 seasons.
I mean, to be fair though, would you have wanted him to be Green Arrow in 6
I love that
episodes?
show. I love that show, but I don't love it as much as Flash.
See, I think you're giving Flash like the.
I've always felt they should reverse them.
Yeah, yeah,
How
he's
so?
right. No, you should have Flash on Tuesday and
Right.
Oh,
it's like
scheduling
eating.
wise.
It's like dessert before dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Flash
That I will
is-
agree.
That's
with.
how I eat. Like,
At least the last season or 2 of Arrow. At least, maybe the first season was great. I liked I liked him when he was killing people. I don't know.
No, I mean, I think you're just getting. I think you're giving the Flash a little bit too much credit for one season that was very fun and it did a lot
Well,
of
yeah.
stuff.
Well, let's see how it is the first.
Right, like
yeah.
you're also like if you judge Arrow
Also a big
season
Flash
1 by
season.
Flash season 1, Flash season 1 was far superior.
Yeah, that is true.
Right, but I think if you
oh
look
no,
at
it went by too fast.
there you go.
John,
You've
this
made
is
that
the second
joke
time you-
twice.
I know, and it's only going to get funnier.
That's how that works.
Yep, I'm going to ride that joke into the ground.
And you already have.
If they stop listening, they're stopping now. John.
Yeah, that's it.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I just think Arrow is a better show when it comes down to it.
I like
think
Stephen
it's a better.
Amell.
I think it's a better television.
I like him as a person.
Yeah, his Facebook presence.
I actually bought
like my perception.
I bought his
of
like
that.
cancer
Yeah,
shirt. Is the shirt he does for
Well,
cancer? Pretty cool.
Arrow's just a different show. You get something different from
Yeah.
Arrow.
You get more depth from Arrow.
Right.
I just felt like what they did was with season 2, with this past season, was they made the mistake of truly listening to fans and really wanting to see more Emily Benet and
Benet?
Emily Bet, whatever his name is.
Emily Bet Rickards.
Emily Bet
Felicity.
Rickards, whatever. Sorry, Felicity. They showed so much Felicity, and I think that was the problem. It's way too much Felicity.
They kind of lost their way a little bit this season.
Yeah.
They also, the overlapping, and everyone's like, well, it's just Batman, it's just Batman. You know, and it's getting hard to defend that. I mean, next season we're seeing Anarchy.
Right.
It's getting harder and harder to defend
Anarchy.
that.
No, I mean, I think
What's
at this
Anarchy?
point, he's a villain.
Batman.
Oh, okay.
At this point, I was a defender of it not being Batman for a while, and then League of Assassins, and you had the Arrow Cave that they actually call the Arrow Cave. Like, I'm
Yeah.
done. It's Batman.
The billionaire
Like, we get
playboy.
it. Like, we get it. It's Batman, and I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. And if this is going to be my Batman show, I'm fine with it.
Well, I think the reason why
Right.
is if you ever, I used to read, I like reading Green Arrow. Green Arrow used to be the sillier guy. He used to be like a little more jokes. He used to have a lot of fun. You know, he used to be friends with Barry. So
Well, he was like an
Barry
Iron
out.
Fist type,
Yeah,
like a
but
Danny Rand.
yeah. Speaking of which, they're having a hard time with that show right now
Why?
because they don't know. They keep pushing it back because they don't know how they want to bring in the mysticism into TV.
Yeah,
into
mysticism or
TV.
just-
Yeah.
I think you make it really, really deep with mysticism.
They want to see how they're going to include it with Daredevil and Jennifer and January. What's her name? January Jones.
No.
What's her
Jennifer
name?
Jones?
What's
Jessica
Jessica
Jones.
Jessica
Oh.
Jones.
Yeah.
January
We were
Jones.
close.
No.
Mad
I didn't even know
Men.
who the hell he was talking about for a while.
We got the first letter right.
Yeah.
I think you can do it very much like a flashback-oriented show. You can do half an episode with the mysticism stuff, him growing up in Himalayas or whatever. Yeah, in the Himalayas. And then the other half is him, you know,
Being the
Danny Rand being the billionaire playboy who sees all the, you know, street crime and the people fighting around him, and he goes, okay, I can do that. I have this power.
I think that's a problem because you're attaching the show to Daredevil, and people are now expecting more of a grittier,
A realism.
like a realism.
Yeah. Like,
You're
And-
going to have to do realistic stuff because they're all going to be in the Defenders, and the Defenders are all going to have to be pretty realistic because you have Luke Cage and you have Daredevil, and those are two
Yeah,
characters
but-
that have to be.
But it
gritty.
sits in the same universe as the Marvel
Yeah.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is fun.
It's also
Yeah, but
and it's
that's separated though by the
there's-
fact that it's on TV.
That was the one thing I disliked about Daredevil. It was a little too dark.
and it was like if you introduced RoboCop on the second season of The Wire,
right.
people would have a problem with it.
I
you
would
know?
have freaking I would have watched The Wire.
you should still watch The Wire.
More
Yeah.
Peter
Wait,
Weller
you tell me
movies.
RoboCop?
Yes,
This is
if you watch this, if you
All right,
watch.
see you guys later.
It's gonna be there when you get home. It's on HBO.
Yeah.
That's not TV. You're right. Fun fact.
Yep.
Daredevil was a bit dark, but I think it was. I mean, they were like, "Well, here's where all the fun stuff is happening, and here's where it sucks
Right.
to be in the Marvel."
And I think you
universe."
could do a dark Iron Fist book.
It's
Or
gonna,
a
be,
show.
it's gonna be interesting to
Well, I
see
think
them
you
in,
need a
in,
funny
like,
guy, and the
in-
problem with Daredevil was Foggy wasn't funny.
Well, that's right.
Foggy was, we've talked about that.
He's the
Foggy was
antithesis of
terrible.
funny.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But you can make Danny Rand the funny guy.
Well, yeah, but Iron Fist could be just. It's kind of like the Thor movies, where they could really dive in
Yeah.
to the Norse mythology.
That's
and
what
they
I would
don't.
like them to do.
They kind of put their toes in there, and there's just enough
Well,
where
they have to
okay,
at this
I
point,
get
right?
it.
They have to
Yeah.
at this point.
I would like them. The next Thor movie is going to have to be like super Norse mythology because it's Ragnarok. So it's going to have to be like, there's this snake that's coming and going to eat Asgard. Like, you're going to have to do this crazy ass shit. And I think you're going to have to do that with Iron Fist too. Like, you're going to have to be. You have to amp up the mysticism. Because you're going to get the second season of Daredevil before you get Iron Fist, right?
Yeah.
So if you get that, hopefully they play a lot of the hand into that. Because if you play a lot of the hand, and then you link the hand to Danny Rand, and then Danny Rand's the mystical part of the hand, and Daredevil's more of the brawler.
Well, they
part
kind of
the
they
hand,
kind
it
of showed
works
that
out.
in the end of that episode when Styx goes back to meet his other. What was the other guy's name?
Oh, that's true.
Right. So like,
Yeah.
and the hand was very present in the show, and the fact that that one fight was Daredevil against basically
A ninja.
the hand's assassin.
Yeah.
Right. So you already have the groundwork. I think you can do that show pretty well.
Well, did you guys also hear that Constantine's going to be on there?
Yeah, so Constantine is going to be maybe on Daredevil.
On Daredevil?
What?
Or not on
That's
Daredevil, I'm
Daredevil,
sorry,
Arrow.
on Arrow,
Arrow.
which is cool.
I feel like I lobbied for that so much.
Trying to think what other
If
shows
only
are...
that show wasn't on Friday.
Archie's going to be
I hate you.
on
I'm just
the
saying.
CW. So
That's
cool.
going to be weird.
Well, Mark made a good point about this. You said earlier that it's Dawson's Creek.
Who's
Yeah.
playing Archie, Ron?
Yeah, Ron.
Because I know they're in a lot of
He's finally
financial...
that kid's finally getting his break.
So, we need you to play Archie.
I've never done any acting
And
before.
Jughead.
And Jughead.
You play all the parts.
And Betty?
And Veronica. Here's your wig.
Yeah, I was saying we've had Archie on. You know, we Dawson's Creek
Was
essentially
Archie, yeah.
Right. And I didn't think about it that way until he said it. And I'm like, oh, wait, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's also going to be on the CW, right?
Right, yeah, exactly. So that makes sense.
Is it going to be Archie's Creek?
It's going to be called Riverdale.
Riverdale runs through
It's
it.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because I just realized Supergirl comes out in the fall, and I already watched that pilot. And it's still terrible.
I'm going to give it a big shot. I
don't.
mean,
I was never a fan of the era of Superman story they're trying to tell with Supergirl.
no,
like
I agree with
90s,
that.
like mid-90s.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Like,
I agree with that
Superboy.
as well. But
Well, I mean, that was like a big thing, right? It was like you had Steel, Supergirl, Superboy.
right.
Like it was like
Well, that
a
was right
big-
after Death of Superman.
Yeah.
you had the whole Candace thing and the
Yeah.
whole
Right.
like
Yeah, I don't know how much of a fan I am of that stuff.
Yeah. And then a movie I really wanted to mention quickly before we move on to Ant-Man and finish this up is I'm really getting excited. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for Guy Ritchie, but I'm really getting excited for The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think
I'm
that
not.
movie could be very, very funny.
The trailer's terrible.
What?
I
The
haven't
trailer's
seen the trailer
hilarious.
It
The
was in
tra-
Ant-Man, I think.
What?
It was in Ant-Man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I can't remember
It
anything
was
about
the
that.
it was the spy
trailer.
movie.
Yeah.
with
no.
Superman.
I
The guy
don't
who
know
plays
if I
Superman,
really,
Henry
I
Cavill.
have no.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. I don't,
I
I
can't-
don't
I think
have
that
high
movie looks
hopes for
very
that.
funny.
It looks...
I enjoy Soviet era political intrigue, and I think Guy Ritchie doing that will be very funny.
Yeah, but I feel like it might be too much on the nose.
Well, that's what his movies are, though.
Yeah.
Do you not like his films?
What other films have he done?
He did the Sherlock Holmes movies. He did
Sherlock Holmes was alright.
he did Snatch,
Never
Lock,
seen
Stock, and
it.
Two Smoking
Never
Barrels.
seen it.
Oh, you're missing out on some good films, though. He did some great movies,
You actually are missing out on some good films.
right? So I think
You're missing
he
out
could-
on some good films.
Like
Okay.
what?
Right.
well,
Relax
you make
there.
a strong counterpoint.
All right.
Alright.
But I'm looking forward to
I
that.
was,
That was the
uh,
one thing from
really good
Comic
at
Con that
debate.
I was looking forward to. Other than that, I mean, Comic Con was here and gone, and it was fine.
What about the Star Wars trailer?
There wasn't a Star Wars show.
No, well,
The
there was a
behind
Star
the
Wars
scenes
trailer
thing?
in.
I thought that was
Ant-Man.
actually pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that was an old trailer. From months
that-
ago.
Well, that's the first time I've seen
See,
it.
but
Really?
I want to talk about it now.
Star Wars not
That's
having
fine.
a trailer is brilliant because they showed
Yeah.
the first Star Wars trailer, and right now your excitement is at a 10.
Yeah.
You can't get more excited about Star Wars.
Right.
They show you another trailer, you can get less excited.
But what I
Yeah.
liked was they did the behind the scenes. I like the behind the
I was-
scenes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool.
I like to reveal that Simon Pegg's going to be in it just because I like Simon
Well, he
Pegg.
said that already.
Well, that
No,
I like.
well, he had mentioned
Yeah,
that
he
things
hinted.
might happen.
Yeah, but you know,
I liked seeing all the
But it's
practical
confirmation.
effects. Like, I thought that looked really cool.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Now, my understanding, no CGI in this movie?
But there's-
I just-
there's
Some,
got
are-
some
some-
very
there's
minimal.
definitely gonna
Yeah.
use models. though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
So, John, you
It's
wanted
wiping
to
that
talk
bad
about this
taste
really
of
quick.
1 through 3.
So this was the first time you saw that Star Wars
Yeah,
trailer.
I was pumped. When I saw that the Star Destroyer, in just like
In the background there, yeah.
Star Destroyer, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be awesome.
So fun fact, considering we were talking about this before, so you guys know I do some like a lot of media sales consulting with Verizon. So, and I'm a supervisor there. We have this thing where it's a rewards thing if you're good or whatever, and especially with like media because I'm into media. It's an inbox with like invites for certain things, right? And I have never checked it. Like I've checked it once, and it was something stupid for something stupid local, and I never checked it. They'd actually said so. Verizon actually powered that concert and that whole panel for Star Wars.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you have a chance to go to that?
Yeah, I had tickets for
Good job.
Comic Con and the what's it called? The behind.
You
the
only
scenes.
found out after the fact.
I found
right?
that out like yesterday.
But this isn't Verizon's fault. This is your fault.
It was my fault.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
It was me not checking until I saw this
So it's
inbox
not.
was
It's you
filled,
not
and I was
doing
like, oh, let me check
your
it out.
job. is
Or,
what
me,
we're
or I
saying.
mean, just not checking it out. I was just.
Maybe they could have texted you.
Maybe they're like, we'll write a script, and whoever hasn't checked their email in a week, the next day we'll send them Comic-Con tickets.
Smart.
Damn it!
Anyway, so let's get into Ant-Man, though. This is kind of the last thing we're going to talk about. We're running a little long.
I don't know. It was too small.
Oh my god, Mark, you haven't seen it,
Went
right?
by too fast.
Little hanging
Flash.
fruit, right?
In a flash. No, I have not.
I thought it was really. Well, I wouldn't say really good. It was a really. I thought it was a really good B movie.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it was a good B movie.
It was
I was
not,
laughing throughout.
Yeah, I
I loved his roommate.
Yeah,
Oh, he was the
Michael
and the
Pena?
scenes-
Michael Pena.
Michael
So, but-
Pena's stories were hilarious.
Those are some of my favorite scenes of the whole movie where he's
With the music in the
narrating it and
background.
they're all saying it. It's like, yeah, super legit, bro. And it's like this girl saying it.
bro. Yeah.
I thought the faces he was making. Like,
Michael Pena is a hilarious.
Michael
actor.
Pena was very funny in that movie.
I would love to hang out with him.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the whole structure of the film though as a caper. Like I thought it
Yeah.
was well structured that way. I thought overall the movie flew by. Like
Oh yeah,
it didn't. It
was a
felt
fun
very
movie.
short.
The Flash.
Yeah, in a flash.
yeah.
Wrong universe, Mark.
It's
But-
too small.
But I really enjoyed like the structure of the movie. But I think the thing I enjoyed most was actually, and the thing I was worried the most about was the special effects. They nailed it. Like it
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
perfect. Like
Actually,
there
like I
was-
think I was telling you guys, it's one of the first movies I watched that I really enjoyed it in 3D.
Yeah, it
I
was
saw
well
the
done.
3D as well. It was awesome.
Yep, I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the fact that you saw the scale. Right? The scale was so prevalent in that movie
Mhm.
that it really made the ants feel important and made him feel very vulnerable. But it also showed how much power you can get from that. So it was. I thought that was really solid. Michael Douglas, pretty good.
Yeah.
Couldn't didn't
Yeah,
get it.
Michael Douglas was probably the part that I was the most worried about.
Yeah,
Just because he hasn't been in any movies
Any,
for
like-
a really long time.
for good reason.
Yeah.
You know, kind of been
So that
fighting some
flashback
stuff.
scene, was that CGI? That wasn't CGI, right? That was just makeup.
Oh wait, was he?
If that was
did he have
makeup, then
cancer or
that's the
something?
best makeup ever. Yeah.
Yeah. In the
I
first-
didn't know that.
Oh, Michael Douglas had like really bad cancer.
I thought Catherine Zeta-Jones was like,
No, he had ball cancer.
movies. You gotta stay home with me.
No, wait,
she
no, wait.
divorced him, I
He
thought.
didn't
Oh.
have cancer.
Yes, he did.
No, he had like some weird STD.
I know he had syphilis, but I think he also had cancer.
I should look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now. That's why I opened
Syphilis.
And
it.
your
forever.
Catherine Zeta-Jones impersonation was spot on,
Right.
by the way. Thought she was in the room.
But
I didn't-
He made you do a double take,
Right.
really. Yeah.
She's here? She's got my letters?
Mark, I got your letters. It's me, Catherine.
It also sounds ridiculously similar to your mom.
No, my mom. I can't switch. I can't switch gears that fast. It's different.
Anyway, but
Johnny. It's deep. It's deeper.
it's deeper.
My mom smokes cigarettes.
Oh, there you go.
Well, she used to. She quit
Good
a
for her.
while. Yeah.
Good for her. Is she back to smoking?
No.
Oh,
She-
she's quit
she's-
for a little while now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I enjoyed the flashback sequences because I think they added a lot more heft to Michael Douglas and why he
Yeah.
cared so much, right?
Yeah.
So that was solid. There wasn't really anything I disliked about the movie.
How do you guys like about Hope Van Dien?
I thought she was fine.
I think villain wise,
I like
I
Corey
don't-
Stoll.
I like him.
I like him. I don't know how. I didn't like Cross that much. I don't think he was. He was too sniveling to be like menacing. Like
See,
he was
but I
always-
think that was
Yeah,
almost
I
meant to be
can
the
see
case.
that. I can see that. Yeah.
I think that was almost meant to be the case, right? Like he.
Oh, I
he
believe they
was
meant it that way,
yeah.
but I don't think it's like it's super effective.
I
Like
guess I can see
Weasley,
that.
though there are parts where he came off menacing, like when that guy who was like, I don't think we should. In the beginning, when he first showed off that suit, and that.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Oh my bad.
We just spoiled everything. Go ahead,
Okay.
Oh, we did it. What did we say?
I don't
Trust-
think we spoiled too much.
Mark. You care if we spoil things?
No, I'm reading about Michael Douglas's...
Syphilis?
Throat cancer. You brought up the
The
pet?
giant pet ant they had at the end. That's an
What was his
incredibly
name?
dangerous pet to have.
They didn't name it.
Oh.
Why do you think that's dangerous?
Because A, it's an ant, so it can lift, what,
50 times its
50
weight.
times its own weight. So now it's a giant ant.
Right.
So it can lift 50 times whatever a giant ant can pick. And then it also has those mandibles. I imagine that can crush your hand if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, but isn't it like a well-behaved ant or?
Okay, nevertheless, like what if
Wouldn't it
you
be
piss
a
off that
great
ant?
guard dog? A guard ant?
Yeah, but what if ants communicate by smell? So what if you have a smell on you that's telling that ant to kill you?
Oh, maybe. It could be rough.
What if BO is
It
that
seemed
trigger?
to be working for that family.
Did anyone
Yes.
else think that what's his name had hearing aids until they explained it?
Oh,
I thought he had a
descent-
hearing aid, yeah, and then I was like, that makes sense.
He's aged really bad. He's terrible.
It's because of the throat cancer.
Yeah.
I
What
believe it's
do you-
because of the ladies.
That's it. What do you want to get? The guy's number one. He's like 60-something years old. He might even be in his low 70s.
Yeah.
He's got to be more than 60.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's been around forever.
Because his dad died last year, right?
Last year, like 2 years ago.
He's 90 something, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
Kirk Douglas
la-
90?
yeah, Kirk Douglas spoke at the Oscars like 3 years ago, and people were like, "Why did you let him on stage?"
That was actually really funny. Yeah, he was very.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a legend, but you shouldn't have let that man on stage.
No.
But yeah, then Anthony.
Michael Douglas is 70.
He's 70 years
Jesus
old.
Christ.
I think he looks okay for being 70 and having massive throat cancer.
I thought he looked good in the movie.
Yeah. He looked healthy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all you can really ask for when you.
When he threw those
So I
punches,
took my cousin to see this with me,
I believed it.
and he fell asleep, right? And like I tried to wake him up so many times,
Oh, walk to school.
and then like I kind of like pushed him, and he kind of decided to just take a corner and sleep, and then woke up towards the end. He's like, "Oh my god, this movie was so good." I'm like, "What? You caught the beginning and some of the end?" He goes, "Yeah, it was so deep." I was like, I
No,
don't know.
it's
I was like,
the opposite of that.
I was like,
It was
I
the
don't
lightest
know.
Marvel movie
I was
ever.
like, I don't know how deep Ant-Man was.
It's
Yellow-
a movie about a guy in a suit controlling and talking to ants.
Are we all just a little bit Ant-Man?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Yellow Jacket costume?
Thought it looked pretty badass. Scary.
Yeah.
I thought the microverse was pretty badass.
Yeah. Microverse was cool.
So are we ever gonna get a Ant-Man 2?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, this was the lowest performing movie since 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
That's right.
Yeah, but I think that's fine though.
But I still think I don't think this movie costs a lot to make.
yeah,
Right?
Uh-huh.
Comparatively.
yeah, I think they said it was their lowest costing movie.
And he'll definitely be in the Avengers.
yeah,
There's no doubt about that.
Well, they set
Right.
that up at the end.
Yeah. So they set that up, no problem. And you have to find a way to
Wasp.
get Wasp in there. So you can just let her be in Avengers 2 or
Yeah.
3, right? Or Civil War. Or you could just do another fun, Ant-Man 2 that's going to be another crime movie. You could do another caper.
is everyone gonna be in Civil War? Pretty much.
Ever in Civil War.
Except for Thor
Right.
and the Hulk, actually.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, but then he said he was in it. I thought he went online and said he's gonna be on it.
No, that's not what I heard.
'Cause I remember he teased it. He was on set. He's put up a picture of himself. on
Maybe
set.
it will be him as Mark Ruffalo. I don't think that Hulk's going to be in it.
Oh, you don't think though? Oh.
I don't know. But, yeah, I know Thor's not in it because he's dealing with Ragnarok back
Yeah.
in Asgard.
Well, in Civil War in the comics, he was dead, right? He was
Right,
dead,
yeah.
So.
That's another thing. Maybe Tony does make a.
Well, now they're called the
Clone.
Accords. Right? They're called the Accords.
Well, I mean, so Tony made a fake Thor.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Right. Was it
That
Tony
kills-
or was it Norman Osborn?
No, it was Tony.
It was Tony because when Thor got back, when
he
they
was
had
really pissed.
Asgard, and then
Yeah.
Iron Man showed up to get him to move the city,
That's right.
he beat up Iron Man and says, "We'll talk about the other Thor later."
Yeah,
well, he also
right.
kills what's his name? He kills
Giant man.
Goliath.
Goliath.
Yeah, he kills Goliath. Yeah.
That's right. All right, well, that's about it for us here at 9 Panel and the Fallout Shelter. So thank you for watching and listening. Make sure to come and visit the Fallout Shelter. It's a good time, and we'll be here every month. Mark's here.
As long Mark's for it.
Mark's here a lot more often than I am.
I'm not planning on leaving, actually.
Oh, you're gonna
do
stay here?
Squatters' rights. Yeah.
That's how that works.
After a while, we'll be fine.
There's
you
no
go.
HBO here, so I know that's not true.
Do you have TV?
Well, do you have TV?
Yeah.
High five on that.
Yeah.
You thought about it. Too.
Anyway, make sure to go check out Social Lifestyle Magazine on the interwebs, and you can follow us on 9 Panel, and you can always catch us on the iTunes and
Also
the
follow
Stitcher.
Mark on.
Yeah,
on
follow
Twitter.
Mark and the Fallout Shelter.
Jack
And there's
Ganji.
The unseen man.
And there's some stuff around that's cool here too. Do you have any events coming up?
We have Friday Night Magic. We're holding it on Fridays now.
That's Magic with a K.
Yeah. Magic.
Nope.
No.
No, Magic with a C. I'm sorry.
How do you normally spell magic?
No, I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking about the comic book
It's
character.
literally right there in front of you.
I was thinking about the comic book character. That's why.
Alright.
We
Anything
have
else?
board game night every Thursday from 7 o'clock. People come in, we play board games. It's a great time. Again, Friday
What's your
Night
most
Magic.
popular board game here that you guys usually play?
Actually, it varies. We like to change it up a little bit.
What was this past week?
This past week, we had a Splendor tournament.
Very cool.
Oh, very cool.
Nice. And then is 24-hour comic book day coming up? Is that what I remember? Or is
Leave
that
in October.
October?
We haven't started
So
thinking
literally
about that.
coming-
Are they still doing the thing where you can't sell tickets to Comic Con?
Retailers aren't selling tickets to Comic
Oh
Con.
wow.
The only place where you can get Comic Con tickets, Midtown Comics.
Are they? How are they making?
Right.
Are they? They should be losing money on that, right?
Midtown?
No, I'm saying in general.
Well, the thing that happened is we got some tickets, but not enough. You know, we had, people were coming in all day. We sold out in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And a lot of people were going home disappointed. So
Oh, so maybe it was better.
it's kind of a good thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
send us enough tickets or don't send us any.
Are you going this
You
year?
know? Yes, I'll be there. this
And
year.
we'll be there too.
Yes.
We'll be there.
Woo!
Woo. I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
And until next time on the only audio podcast.
Yes.
Or audio only podcast.
See you in a flash.